Slot Car News, sponsored by LEB Hobbies, your specialist in home and hobby slot car racing. Alrighty, folks, back at it. It is Friday. It is time for some slot car news. Huna Slot. Huna guessed it. Audi S1 coming very, very soon from Area 71. It's cool to see them continuing the Hunicorn tradition, Huna Slot tradition, whatever you want to call it. They've had some awesome cars. I do need to start on my truck and or the Mustang soon. I know it's been a busy summer, so yeah, gonna get back to some slot car projects soon. This is definitely one of them. One of those are definitely one of them. NSR. There's a bunch of arrivals that are coming really, really soon. The AMG WeatherTechs are coming very, very soon. There's 2 liveries of those. The Mercedes coming. These look really great. Cool to see some, I guess these are US liveries, aren't they? Awesome stuff. Very cool to see those. And a 9083 Martini with the 2 fins on the back coming very shortly as well. I think that LEB will have those this coming week. Awesome. Slot.it. They got a bunch of news that they're starting to show now. I mean, I've already mentioned the Golf GT40 and the Alpha, the DTM. The official selling date is October 4th. So we're going to be getting those at your favorite Slot.it dealer shortly. Also, some cars starting to trickle in for Q1 from them. Some announcements for early next year. The Skechers Audi. I showed this, it's just me around here, showed this last week in the news. That's a Q1 release. That's very cool. As well as this new Porsche 962C that they're showing. That's also going to be a Q1 release. This is a 1989 Le Mans car. Roland Ratzenberger was one of the drivers of this car in real life. It's a cool livery, a little plain, but I think it looks really nice. I do like the different the wheel inserts on the wheels that Slot.it have done on this one to make it accurate. Beautiful looking car. Yeah. Speaking of beautiful looking cars, let's pause. Painted versions of the Sideways Bentley. 3 versions of that car. I'm sure the guys in South Africa are going to be very happy to see the South African. Shout out to the guys in South Africa that are going to be very happy to see that version of the car, as well as the other 2 painted liveries here. The Champion Spark Plugs livery. Oh baby, I mean, and the green one. You can't go wrong with, frankly, any of those. A guy from Jersey, I think it was Paul, mentioned that the Bentleys are pretty much always on their podiums for the club race. That's really cool to know that the Bentley, I mean, it seems like a pretty big car, and you know, who'd have thunk that it would be a reasonably competitive car, or certainly, you know, consistently on the podium for club racing. That's a good shout. That's an awesome thing to know. Definitely the cars are beautiful, and it's great to see them finally releasing some painted liveries of those cars that are arriving very shortly. Renault Turbo 5 from Fly. I mean, Fly keeps cranking these things out. They're absolutely beautiful cars. If you're a fan of the Renault Turbo 5, that's definitely a car you want to look into. Awesome stuff. I will try to do a live stream, hopefully Sunday, maybe Monday. I did get a couple cars. I got the Scale Auto, the black version of the Corvette. It's supposed to be like the carbon presentation version. I kind of consider it like a test version of the car. I did get one of these beauties from, there we go, from Thunderslot, from LEB, and I'm going to be driving this guy. This is a beautiful livery on this car. I'm a big fan. It's a Bridgehampton car too. It's a Bridgehampton car. And, oh baby, yes, I do like me some Skyline action. as you can see from that and from my shirt. Blip Shift, not sponsored. Yeah, the Tayson Racing. This is a fantastic looking car. We will get that car on the track as well. I mean, these are kind of known cars. Folks, you know, it's just reliveries of the Elva and of the kind of long body Nissan, the Skyline. Beautiful stuff, though. Come back after the racing and show news, and we'll talk about something. I don't know what yet. Alrighty, folks, the topic today is something that I think we've all seen in the market. Over the last few years, a number of companies have decided to release more than one of a single mold at the same time. RevoSlot is pretty much the one I will credit for kind of changing, I'd say, the marketing mentality, probably, for the better, frankly, of having a number of cars of each mold released all at the same time. Now, you know, sometimes companies will only do one or maybe two releases, you know, like the paint jobs on, let's say, let's take the new Camaro by Carrera, for example. They are releasing 4 of those at one time. That's absolutely fantastic. It gives people a whole bunch of cars to race at once, which I think is the way things need to be, quite frankly. And I think the market has proven that, you know, because RevoSlot release at a time, I mean, like when they release a new mold, they do basically 4 at a time. They do 3 painted liveries and then 1 unpainted, you know, kit as well, all at the same time. Now they have I forgot to mention they have a new Alpha coming as well soon. They have 3 liveries of that car coming. I'll drop that photo in here. A bit of additional news from Revo. Yeah, so they have a bunch of liveries of that car all at one time. And it's not just limiting the release to 1 car or maybe 2 with, you know, a painted livery and then a white release kit as well at the same time. It really means quite a bit to the market, I think, to have essentially a whole field of cars, you know, released basically all at the same time. Releasing cars, maybe a few less as far as production numbers, but as far of each painted car, but definitely releasing a number of different painted cars all at one time. I think it just adds to the enjoyment of the cars in general, because, you know, you can pick and choose, and you're kind of not waiting. Or I always hear, you know, people say, "Oh, I'm going to wait for this one," or "I'm going to wait for that one," or "I wish they would do this other one." I think it diffuses a little bit of that argument, which frankly, as I think most folks here know, that's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Don't wait. If you wait, it may never come. That's the thing. But to get back on track, I think it's great that that more companies, I think, are thinking kind of in this line of, you know, we'll do 3 of a release of the single mold at once. I think 2 is a bare minimum of a new mold. And if it's something that's proven to be popular, I think companies really need to do 2 molds or 2 releases of a mold a year. It's for some cars there might be limited availability of different paint jobs of these cars, and believe me, I do get that. But I think it's important for companies to think about this strategy, and maybe the idea needs to be that you release no less than 2 at a time. Certainly of a new mold, I would say 3 at a time of a new mold. In any case, thanks very much, folks. See you all again soon. I really appreciate the likes, the follows, the shares, and the comments. See you next week on Slot.it News.